Good evening. The Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Wednesday, June 9th, 2021 is called to order. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Secretary, will you please note the roll?
Commissioner Ellison is present. Commissioner Clymer is present. Commissioner Steiner is present. Commissioner Maloney is present. Chairman Bray is present. Vice Chairman Barnes is absent. Commissioner Kish is absent. We have a quorum.
Let's go ahead and I'll take a motion for both of them just in case, and if not, we'll reinstate Mr. Barnes if he does show up late. So I'll entertain a motion to excuse both Vice Chairman Barnes and Commissioner Kish.
Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Clymer, seconded by Commissioner Ellison to excuse both Vice Chairman Barnes and Commissioner Kish from this evening's meeting.
And there he is.
And there he
Oh,
is.
you just been excused, you leave.
Commissioner Clymer, would you like to restate
Yeah,
your
I'll
motion?
amend that to delete the presence of Mr. Barnes now, and he's here, so we can not have to excuse him.
And Mr. Ellison,
Making it.
thank you. The motion is to excuse Commissioner Kish from this evening's meeting. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Now is the time for citizens who would like to address the Planning and Zoning Commission on any non-agenda items. Anyone from the public wish to address the commission on non-agenda items? Any speakers cards? All right. We'll move on to the minutes. They were not posted in time and not attached. So what will happen is the minutes for May 12th, 2021 will be approved at the next meeting. So that agenda item will be postponed. Disclosure of ex parte communication. This is an opportunity for commission members to disclose ex parte communication related to any agenda items on tonight's agenda. Is there any disclosures? Nope. Seeing none, we'll move forward. And I will go into new business, starting with agenda item number 1. This is the View 10 Business Center Rezoning PAD Overlay, and I will open the public hearing, and Karen will present. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Commissioners. Oops, how do I get rid of this? I don't remember this, right? Yay. Can you tell I haven't been here in a long time? Sorry. The View 10 Business Center site is located at the southeast corner of Saraville and McDowell. It is 48 acres within the Palm Valley Phase 8 PAD. It's currently zoned PAD mixed-use commercial. And that mixed-use commercial is a designation that Suncor placed on some of their properties when they did the PAD for the entire Palm Valley area. It actually translates to the city zoning ordinance C2 general commercial designation. View 10 is proposing to create a 30-acre C2 parcel, and that is, oops, see what I said? It is proposing to create a 30-acre C2 general commercial parcel shown in orange and a 18-acre MF24 multifamily parcel shown in green. And it's kind of a landmark as well. Where we are here, you see the Harley-Davidson dealership down in the southeast corner of the picture. Within the C2 parcel, the PAD overlay that's part of the proposal will allow a combination retail warehouse use, and that's not typical to the C2 general commercial zoning district. Retail uses, of course, usually have some storage, but this is more of a think living spaces type facility where there's retail and then there's also storage of the items that are sold in that retail store. But the limitations that have been placed on it is that it will be no larger than 200,000 square feet. The ratio of warehouse to retail will be limited to 4:1, and the hours of operation are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that's all in consideration of the location of this property across McDowell Road from residential development. Within the MF24 parcel, the PAD is going to allow 4-story buildings, and that's a maximum height of 48 feet, and except as follows: within 200 feet of that north property line adjacent to McDowell Road, it will only be 3 stories, which is actually the maximum height that's allowed in the MF24 zoning ordinance zoning district. We have put stipulations in the draft ordinance that was included with your staff report that the elements that you see in these architectural character images, the articulation, the massing, the materials, will be followed within the residential development that will occur here. Let's see, they're very upscale in terms of design, and that's certainly what we're looking for here at this location and throughout the city. And staff finds that the application meets the zoning ordinance criteria for a rezone, and staff is asking that the commission recommend approval of the rezone subject to the steps that were in the draft ordinance attached to your staff report. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have, and Jeff Bliley is also here representing the applicant if you have any questions of him.
Thank you, Karen. Are there any questions at this time for staff? Does the applicant wish to address the commission?
Yeah, hi, Jeff Bliley, 701 North 44th Street. I don't need to make a presentation and to be brief. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. We're asking for your recommendation, of course, so.
Any questions for the applicant? There you go. Easy night. Are there any speakers cards or any comments from the public? No speakers cards? All right. With that, I will close the public hearing and I'll take a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve 20-210-00005, the rezone with the stipulations. Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Clymer, seconded by Commissioner Steiner, to approve the View 10 Business Center rezoning and PAD overlay. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you. Appreciate you coming out. There you go. That's our goal. Agenda item number 2 is the Wilhelm Automotive Wireless Communication Facility. I'll open the public hearing, and Christian's going to present on this one.
Well, I'm all that is standing between us and the Suns game, so I will try to be brief. All right, good evening, Commissioner, Chairman Bray and Planning and Zoning Commission. I'm here before you this evening with a request from Declan Murphy to hear a special use permit request on a property within the city. The property is approximately 1.5 acres, and it is located west of the southwest corner of Old Litchfield Road and Indian School Road. It's indicated on this map with a star hanging out right over here on the edge of our border. And the property is currently zoned planned area development under Palm Valley PAD. And as Karen eloquently stated earlier, it's zoned mixed-use commercial, which translates to the city's C2. The property's, yeah, it's located where that red star is. Zooming in a little closer, you can see that the project is located on an existing property that contains Wilhelm Automotive, and it is specifically located in the southwest portion of that property where the orange square is inside of the red square. As a whole, the property is west and north of the Roosevelt Irrigation District Canal and the Goodyear Community Park. It is also northwest of the city of Avondale, single-family residential. It is east of a vacant strip of land and an APS electrical facility, and it is south of Indian School Road and the city of Litchfield Park, which includes a linear park and some residential. So the applicant intends to develop an underutilized portion of the rear yard of Wilhelm Automotive into a wireless communication facility and has submitted an application for this special use permit. The Wilhelm Automotive property is where the wireless facility would be located. Again, that's 1.5 acres in total. The pole for the tower will be enclosed within an equipment yard, and this, the pole will have to be more than 7 feet east of the existing west wall and a minimum of 13 feet north of the southernmost wall. So this does not meet our typical wireless communication facility setbacks as described in the zoning ordinance, which actually should be a distance equal to the height of the pole, which in this case is 65 feet. But staff worked with the applicant and asked them to move it to this area in the event, so that it would not be in the middle of the site, and in the event this site ever redeveloped, it would have more opportunities afforded to it. With that change, no adjacent property owners have reached out in opposition. Again, the facility is going to have a new masonry wall along the north and northeast portion of it in order to enclose that yard. The pole will extend vertically approximately 65 feet and then allow for some broadleaf tree screening. Why a broadleaf tree and not a palm tree, you might ask? Because its location is near Litchfield Park and the Goodyear Community Park, and it has much more mature tree canopy, and a broadleaf would fit in much better with its photosynthesis utilizing neighbors, as opposed to a straight-up palm tree. This is an enlarged image of the site plan. The pole will be completely enclosed within the wall, and the wall will match the character of the existing walls to the south and to the west. And the sliding gate shall be screened in an architecturally appropriate manner, which will shield the interior of the storage yard. Staff has evaluated the impacts of this proposed special use permit to the greater community, and with no major concerns being found, staff recommends you forward an approval recommendation for a special use permit for a wireless communication facility on an approximately 1.5 acre property zoned planned area development located west of the southwest corner of Old Litchfield and Indian School Roads, subject to the stipulations in the staff report. I believe the applicant's here. I don't know that they need to speak if you don't have any questions, but I'm happy to take any questions or concerns you might have.
Thank you, Christian. Appreciate it. Are there any questions for staff? No?
I'll
I mean-
go on record as saying that I like Chris's tie.
Oh, thank you.
I'll choose not to berate the applicant on the fact that nobody really believes that's a big tree and they're missing out on an opportunity to do something beautiful and sculptural. I won't do that.
Hey, it's better than a palm or a pine. They're getting a little more creative. Does the applicant wish to address the commission?
Not now.
Tough crowd.
Christian for all his time and effort on this application. Hasn't been easy, quite a bit of back and forth on this one, but I will be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions for the applicant? All right, there you go. Thank you. Appreciate you coming out. Are there any speakers cards? Anyone from the public wish to address the commission? Perfect. With that, I will close the hearing and I'll ask for a motion on the wireless communication facility.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve agenda item number 20-350-00003.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Steiner, seconded by Commissioner Maloney to approve the Wilhelm Automotive Wireless Communication Facility. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries. All right, on to agenda item number 3. This is a preliminary plat for Air Park Logistics Center. Karen, you're back twice in one night. Knocking the rust off.
But I'm going to be such a bore after that. I'm so sorry. Okay. The Air Park Logistics Center property is, I'm going to show you how to do this. The Air Park Logistics Center property is 170 acres at the southeast corner of Yuma and Bullard. The city ballpark and the team development complexes are just to the west, and the Phoenix Goodyear Airport is to the east. Because industrial plats there's not too much to them other than just some big lots, I thought I'd go ahead first and show you the site plan that is currently in staff review. Air Park Logistics is proposing 4 cross-dock warehouse distribution buildings on the east side of Bullard, adjacent to the airport. And there is 1 single-loaded building fronting on Yuma at the corner of Bullard. And in total, there will be approximately 2.7 million square feet of space within the Air Park Logistics Center. This is their preliminary plat. They are creating a lot for each of those 5 buildings, and they are proposing to develop in 2 phases, with lots 1, 2, and 3 going first, and then 4 and 5 to follow up. The landscape plan meets the requirements of the city landscape ordinance, but as I'm sure you're all aware, the median in Bullard Avenue was planted by the city during the development of Bullard Avenue, providing access to the ballpark and the development complexes. The city purchased all that material, planted all that material, and has been maintaining it ever since. So we are including a stipulation that whenever Air Park Logistics needs to cut, cut into that median to create turn lanes to get into their site, that all of the material that has to come out of that median in order to do so will be relocated by the Air Park Logistics folks, either down near the development complexes or on some other city-owned property. Staff is recommending approval of the preliminary plat, and we ask that the commission recommend approval of the plat as well, subject to the stipulations in your staff report. I'd be happy to answer any questions, and there are some folks here from Air Park Logistics if you have questions of them.
Thank you, Karen. Appreciate the presentation. Any questions for staff? All right. Does the applicant wish to address the commission?
I'm John Mokarski with LGE Design Group, representing this development here. Again, just as the others have said, if you have any questions for me regarding the project, I'd be more than happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant? There you go. Thank you. Appreciate you coming down. Is there anyone from the audience that wish to address the commission? Any speakers cards? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve item number 21-500-00001.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Steiner, seconded by Commissioner Clymer to approve the preliminary plat for Air Park Logistics Center. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Christian. Nice job. On to staff communications. Katie.
Good evening.
To give you an update of cases that have gone on to council, at your last meeting, we had the Innovation Villas on Saraville. That was that case where we did have some resident interest, the single-family rental project next to the existing neighborhoods. We did work on those stipulations as directed by commission afterwards, and council added another stipulation regarding they're requiring the developer to really investigate that shared wall between the single-family rental and the single-family homes, requiring them to ensure that it's at least 6 feet tall and that it's also built structurally sound. Whether it's a reinforced wall, not just a simple wall between two buildings. So I think that was very in keeping with the intent of some of your additional stipulations, and then they also kept the stipulation that you added as well. And then we also had the preliminary plat for Silva Trails, and that was approved on the council consent agenda with no discussion.
Perfect.
That's all I have.
And did you get the sense that the citizens there, maybe felt like we reached they were a little bit happier than when we started?
I do. I mean, there were a couple residents that didn't want to see it at all, but between the additional landscape that you worked on, as well as then making sure that that wall was tall enough, that really did address the majority of the residents' concerns.
Good.
So it did seem to have a good outcome. And I forgot, I did want to have one more comment just to warn you all that you may remember that in the summer, City Council goes on a break. And that's why our summer meetings also kind of move around a little bit. And so we do expect at the July meeting, we may have 10 or 11 agenda items. So just to warn you that we do anticipate that that's going to be a lengthy meeting.
Don't we,
No, that's that's July 1st, I believe. So that's going to be on a separate evening.
okay, that's answered my question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't forget July, you guys
2
have
meetings.
2 meetings. I'll only be here for 1, but you all have 2. You guys have 2. Thank you, Katie, and thank you, staff, for working that out. I know that was a little bit of a tight wire act, but you guys always seem to do a good job. Any further comments? All right. The next General Planning and Zoning Commission meeting will be held on July 7th, 2021 at 6 p.m. at the Goodyear Municipal Court and Council Chambers.
Did you say July 7th?
That's the normal meeting, okay? Now,
I'll be appraised. July 7th is my birthday, so I expect
perfect, so,
something.
so we have to have wine hour at 5:30.
5:30.
Then, July 1st, there will be a special Joint Council and Planning and Zoning Commission work session, July 1st at 5 p.m. So note that. The first is, now we're really cutting into your wine hour, but 5 p.m.
And that will be at the City Hall. So the July 1st joint work session is going to be at City Hall.
Oh, is that City Hall?
Right.
Okay,
That's even further cut because that's a longer drive.
I know,
There you
right?
go.
You were really messing with Mr. Clymer's
Yes.
situation.
We will send out some reminders probably.
Will you do that, both
Yeah.
the place and the time? Because I didn't realize that either.
What's the second commission meeting date?
July 1st is the work session. July 7th is the normal, would be the normal Wednesday that we would meet, which would be here.
Yeah, Friday, I don't have first.
First is a Thursday, the 7th is a Wednesday?
I guess it is the first of Thursday? Yes. Much better than me. So there you go. There being no further business to discuss, this meeting is adjourned.